Views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This show's audio was via a Skype call.
You are listening to A Space of Allowing Radio with Coach Nancy Coco, welcoming all that wants to be present today. Tune in Thursdays every first and third week at 9 a.m. Pacific as Coach Nancy helps you find a space of allowing, a unique environment where all beings and all energies are welcome to show themselves and be loved. Are you ready to know your whole self and live a more authentic, non-resistant, joyful life? Are you ready to be acknowledged and welcomed home? Join A Space of Allowing Radio for some deep allowing to explore what lives at your edges and to bring more of yourself home. Here is your host, Coach Nancy Coco.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Space of Allowing, and Happy New Year 2019. I've already written the wrong date on a couple of papers, but we are indeed stepping into the magical journey of this new year, and I'm so happy that you're all with me today in A Space of Allowing. There's no better place we can put ourselves in this new year than a space of allowing, indeed. And so I am so excited to be with you today as we step out into 2019. And we're actually not even stepping, we're gliding, baby. We're gliding toward grace with our show today. And I'm so pleased and excited to have with me on this glide my friend and fellow coach Arianna Lynne, who's going to be joining us from another time zone, from another place in the world. And I'm so eager to be with her today to really experience as closely as we can her sacred journey from trial to triumph through all the grace that she's been able to muster in this amazing last year. And so I invite you all, dear listeners, to journey with us. And Arianna, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Nancy. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your amazing, beautiful show.
Oh, and thank you for being here from Thailand, right? We are 12 hours apart, and we're hoping that all the listeners from all over the world on Transformation Talk Radio can tune in to share this light, this magical journey. And it's not without its trials, for sure. But I know that knowing you as I do, as a fellow coach, you are definitely equipped to not only take this journey yourself, but also to shine the light for the rest of us. I have a little bit of information I'd love to share about you, and then I welcome you to tell us more about this amazing transformational journey that you've been on. I know that you're an internationally certified transformational coach, as I am, because we came through a program together. And I love that you are also an agent of self-love. I know that you're passionate about facilitating your own transformation as well as your client's transformation. Arianna, you, since I've known you, have been someone who walks the walk and doesn't just talk the talk. And I feel little tears kind of coming to my eyes because I hold this as a very precious hour between us, because this is radical allowing. I know that you've been on your Girls Gotta Glide journey, and I would love for you to tell us more about your actions that are leading to healing and transformation. So thank you for being with me today. So where are you right now, and how did you get to this place and time?
Well, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I'm so honored and was like really emotional as well as you were speaking. So I just wanted to say that. So I am at this moment in time, I'm in Thailand, and I'm, this is my fourth glide from Girls Gotta Glide, which is a journey beyond marriage at middle life, where I'm opening my whole soul up to show how, I'm growing and healing and dealing with what transpired in my life, and making a conscious choice to courageously step out into the world in a way that I never imagined, but maybe always dreamed I wanted to, but couldn't fathom doing. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's been a really big journey, from a breakdown of my marriage, which left me homeless. And I decided, rather than be homeless, I would be homeful by creating home in my heart wherever I go.
Wow. I just want to rest with that concept in and of itself. I'm holding this very tenderly, because I think that I know that you're bringing your whole self to this conversation. And I love this space that we're able to share that allows not only you and I to catch up. And, since completing our program about, a year or so ago, to really holding with great care and allowing all the pieces of your story that you're sharing. And I'm sorry, to hear that it takes the breakdown to actually enable the rebuild, but the allowing of all of it, and the way that you've been able to frame these experiences, the story of your life, I think is really the most profound and blessed thing. Can you, as much as you're willing, can you share a little bit more about,
Sure.
what caused the first glide?
Yeah, well, so before the breakdown, I had started on my social media 365 days. Well, it was originally 30 days of gratitude. And I started that, I believe, in March. And it turned into, after 30 days, I decided to go 365 with it. And I started the gratitude, and then just my life kind of was napalmed. And in the space I was in my apartment of 11 years in New York City, well, like knowing that I was headed towards, I didn't know where, and, on the verge of losing everything, I just took it to gratitude every single day, and thought in my heart and in my soul that it was a labor of love, not just for myself, which was huge, but also for anybody who was aligned with whatever I was going through at the moment.
Yes.
And I truly believe that if you were to go on my social media and just pick any picture that attracted you, whatever I say in that gratitude is going to apply directly to you. It just, it's just it's just
so, well, let's just pause for a second,
work.
because I always invite our listeners to make little notes as we go through the show. And so I will pause just for a second, Arianna, to let people know where to find you. So where on social media can we tune in and check out your Days of Gratitude?
Yeah. Oh, great. It's Arianna Lynne, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And I have a YouTube channel that's also Arianna Lynne, or you can just look up Girls Gotta Glide. And there's, right now, there's 7 or 8 episodes, and I will be starting to post new episodes every week, starting next week, from whatever glide I'm at or whatever I'm doing, how I'm eating, how I'm growing, how I'm glowing, what I'm seeing. I mean, there's just so much to be had from the channel. So.
Yeah, I love that. That you really are living out loud. You're not only going through an internal transformation, which sometimes things will shift, the tectonic plates of our lives will shift, and that all goes on inside. But you're really opening your heart and soul to, as you say, whoever needs it, whoever finds you magnetically, this light beam that you are, and really allowing others to learn through your journey. And so you're in your New York City apartment, you're practicing gratitude. And can you just share with us a little more specifically about what your gratitude practice is like? Where are you? How do you think of it? What sorts of ways what are your habits with gratitude?
Well, it's amazing because it evolves over today. Well, I don't know what it is with Thailand.
We're in 2 different days, so don't worry about it. But I guess sometime in 2019, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tonight, I will be writing my 301st gratitude post. So over the past 300 days, it's evolved and changed a little, but I really I really believe in what's coming through to be shared in the moment. And that's how I work with clients. That's how I, show up in the world. So I sit with my gratitude now only from my phone. Everything I do is from my phones.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just allow whatever's arising to meet gratitude where it's at. So, or gratitude to meet whatever's arising where it's at. So if I'm in a space of anger or resentment or victim or, judgment, or it could be anything, or love or gratitude, or, I let it flow out of me. There's posts about our gorgeous Mother Earth. There's some poems. There's some really raw, authentic, like my dog is dying in my arms right now and I don't know what to do. So I've really just taken, I open up my soul and just pour it out into gratitude. And now it's just spilling out into my whole life. I took a really big fall today at a waterfall and my phone broke a little. And I'm just like so grateful that the phone broke instead of my arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that's what people need to hear, because it's gratitude, I think, kind of connotes that everything is positive and happy and good, and I'm grateful, and a certain dimension of that certainly is that positivity, and yet it may come from a place, as you say, of of resentment, of judgment, of brokenness, and even gratitude for the gifts that we have to kind of almost practice and train ourselves to allow even the darkness
and the darkness for me is so key, as you know, Nancy. It's key for you too. It's like if we aren't willing to travel through those layers of pain and shadows and dark, then we're not going to ever be able to transform them into the light,
Amen. And can you believe that our first quarter of our hour is just passing right now? I can't believe it.
No,
so I'm going to urge all our listeners to stick with us, because we're going to continue on this journey, unpacking those layers in the space of allowing with my guest, Arianna Lynne. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Conscious Confidence Radio, a timeless wisdom with Sarah Main. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio and join Sarah on an adventurous journey to the deeper level of meaning to move beyond today's world of constant change, confusion, and uncertainty beyond the shadow of fear. This hit show explores key concepts such as confidence, values, and attitude in a dynamic way. To learn more about Sarah and her work, visit sarahmain.com.
Are you done being afraid to jump into the life that's waiting for you? Are you ready for a real shift? I invite you to tune in every Tuesday with me, Tracy L., on the Tracy L. Clark Show, where we will teach you how to live your extraordinary life. At 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where I will provide the tools and the steps needed to help you transcend perceived limitations and move forward with an extraordinary life. For more information, visit me at tracylclark.com.
Golden Otter Divinations Radio, where the metaphysical meets the mainstream with Autumn Seibel. Tune in the first Friday every month at 9 a.m. Pacific as Autumn, educator, health coach, and medium, explores metaphysical and mainstream strategies on how to elevate your level of conscious living. Draw in the abundance that is yours by divine right. For more information about working with Autumn, visit goldenotter.us. That's golden like the precious metal and otter like the precious animal.us.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to A Space of Allowing. I'm Coach Nancy Coco, and if you're just joining us now, today we are gliding toward grace, and we wasted no time in our first segment with my guest, Arianna Lynne, fellow coach and dear friend, in really unpacking some of the breakdown moments in our lives that, believe it or not, we actually express gratitude for, and which help us to push off, like against the side of a pool. We push off again into the swim of life. And Arianna, I love that you're here with me. I'm in the northeast part of the United States, and you're in Thailand. So thank you for joining me at midnight your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And I'm sorry that you mentioned today you took a fall, but you know what? It's kind of ironically this next segment we really did want to talk about your glides, the way that you're sharing your story is really in these glides, and I love that. You know, it gives us an image of a fluid motion, and how you, even in the face of adversity and the sense of loss that you experience just within these last 10 months or so, right? You've been able to glide and glide and glide. So will you share with us some more of that experience so that we can really feel through your life a little more into our own?
Yeah, sure. I had given a workshop in March, and I went away with my girlfriends for the weekend, and they were talking about how I should really travel, and the marriage was crashed and burned, and I was, still living in my apartment, and I was like, I can't imagine myself just traveling. Like, I just couldn't imagine it. And then I realized somewhere over the course of that evening, because of course, when I give a workshop, it's as valuable to myself as it is to the people that attend the workshop. And
absolutely.
So through the course of the evening, I was just like, yeah, girl's got to glide. She's got to glide. This girl's got to glide. And I just imagined, the Camino de Santiago was the first thing that came to my mind, because I've been wanting to do it for 8 years. And I thought, now is my chance. It's my time to really move into do the things I dream of doing, but didn't know how to do in my marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so just to rest with all those emotions, all the self-talk that comes up for any of us, dear listeners, as we think that something is longing to be born in our lives, or something is longing to shift, something is longing to be released, whatever the action happens to be. And I hear you saying, Arianna, how am I going to do this? I don't even know how I'm going to do this. And yet the how compelling it was that you got to glide. Girls got to glide. And so what was the first step that got you? And then I want to hear about the Camino, but I think was there even a glide before that?
Yeah, there was. I got offered the opportunity to rent an RV for the summer. So I moved into an RV up in the Berkshire Mountains, and I was alone in the woods with just my bicycle and my feet for 7 weeks, and the closest food source was 12 miles away. And I mean, when a dear friend drove me up there because I don't have a car. I lived in the city for so many years. And so, I mean, it was hard, Nancy. I'm not going to lie. I had just moved myself out of my apartment, and my stuff's in my mom's basement, and I'm 49 years old, and I'm being driven into an RV park.
Yeah. You know what? That I think is when I really started following you on Facebook, and I was feeling like protective of you. I was feeling like, oh my God, she's by herself. And what is she doing? And what was that really about? What was that? What did that call you to allow in your life, that first glide?
You know, I attribute it to like a monk in a cave, because I really felt like a monk in a cave. It activated so much for me. I, cycled in New York City, maybe 20 miles or 30 was my biggest cycle. And in the Berkshires, I was cycling 50 miles. I was climbing mountains with food on my back. Like, I was walking and practicing with my backpack, and I was alone for 6 weeks and 4 days. My friends stayed with me 2 nights here or 2 nights there, but that was it. 6 weeks and 4 days, I was completely alone. And, it gave me a space to sit with myself and like how I felt. I could feel.
I'm just kind of sitting in wonder here. First of all, you're giving me chills, which is just amazing, because while your story is uniquely yours, there's also an element of everyone about it, the seeker, really. And somehow your wisdom inside you knew that this was the first glide. This is what you needed, was to unplug, detach, remove, move, right?
Yeah.
And then how did you know when that time was over? Like, how do you listen to what's next that your life is calling you to?
Yeah, I kept saying to myself, okay, so when are you going to buy your ticket to France, Arianna? And I kept saying back to myself, not yet. And it was, it was the 4th week or the end of the 3rd week where I think it was the 4th week where I bought my ticket to France for the Camino and started getting the things I needed for the Camino and started really, I was already really physically fit. I wasn't so worried about that, but I wanted to really get the walking in, because you're walking so much per day. And I think the big shift for me, because the RV was like, it was like a Camino all by itself. It was mental, it was physical, and it was spiritual. And when I was in the mental part, I decided to purchase my ticket and jump. To me, that was like the biggest jump I'd taken, because it was a dream I had for so long, and it seemed so far away. Not to mention, you're walking from the base of the Pyrenees Mountains in France to the most western part of Spain. So should you choose to walk there, most people just go, some people just go to Santiago, and that's 800 kilometers. But I chose to go to Muxia and Finisterre, which adds on another 190 kilometers. And then I walked out again, but came back. Anyway, that's a different story. But it was about 1,000 kilometers I walked. So I knew I was heading into a really challenging glide. And I just let myself have the space until the space said now. And I listened.
Whoa, that gets cheers. I let myself have the space until the space said now. I mean, that's gorgeous. That's, sometimes in coaching, we'll get to that transformational agenda with a client where it really shakes both of us in the truth of it, the profound truth of it. And even so, when we get to the profound truth, there still may be something inside us that's holding back, right? We know that, the shadow side that holds us back. And yet, so not only did you acknowledge what your life was calling you to, but you took the leap.
I took the leap. Yeah.
Yikes. Oh, my word. And so can back up just a little bit, this Camino de Santiago, I actually went in and did the conversion of kilometers. So 1,000 kilometers from France to Finisterre in Spain is how many? I wrote it down, 621 miles. So for our listeners who don't understand kilometers, it's over 600 miles that you walk. So we just have a couple of minutes left in this segment, but let's begin talking about what was what was calling to you about this Camino? What was it that was in your heart for 8 years that the space finally said now?
Because the Camino has a spirit, and it's been walked thousands and thousands. The Druids walked the Camino to Finisterre to do their sun worshipping rites. And I knew that it was a powerful way. The way is a term it's called. It was a powerful place for me to be, to heal and align and really, really begin my life as me without the baggage. I knew it would be powerful for me.
Yeah, I feel, I'm seeing in my mind's eye the ending of each of your Facebook entries, your days of gratitude, which continued through all these glides, where you say, I love you, me.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that a little bit?
That's so amazing. So, I believe that I am here to help people explore, invite, and be their own self-love. And in that, I believe that love is my purpose in this world. And I truly, truly love you, no matter how you're showing up and what's going on. And, the me isn't the I, it's me is we, is you and me. Arianna, so much doesn't exist as we are all one. So I love you, me,
Yeah, I remember hearing you say that at different times, and how we extend that love to others. Even the unconditional kind of love. I see you. I know what you're going through. I have no judgment of that. I love you. I hold all the parts of you that are showing up, all the shadow that's showing up. And yet to bring that to self-love, for many of us, is that final frontier. That's a place where not only can we not say it, but we can't embody it as you have been embodying that. And so I'm just kind of slowing down to really savor this journey along with you. And when we return, now that it's going too fast, I miss you already because I love this time with you. But when we return, dear listeners, we're going to go a little bit further into the different days and the ways that walking the walk really was, it seemed like, Arianna, you were really enveloped in grace during this time. And so not only, the physical, but the mental and also the spiritual dimensions that you honored and that you shared with us out loud on this gliding journey toward grace. And we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
If you're dealing with fear and anxiety, you've probably noticed that the more you fight these emotions, the stronger they seem to get. Dr. Friedemann Schaub, the author of The Fear and Anxiety Solution, explains that instead of suppressing, we need to identify and resolve the deeper, subconscious root causes of fear and anxiety. His personal breakthrough program has helped thousands worldwide to overcome their emotional challenges. To learn more, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com and schedule your free consultation with Dr. Schaub now.
The Knowledge Book, currently studied in 39 countries and 15 languages around the world, accelerates our evolution, takes us out of depression, offers universal truth, protects us, and makes us stronger, both spiritually and physically. So if you are interested in the Knowledge Book, visit usa.theknowledgebook.net and tune in to the Knowledge Book Radio with Marge Potasic on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Dream on, fly high, and live adventurously on The Laura Meeks Show. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Laura Meeks guides you in finding your unique gifts and bringing them to life. As a certified life coach, speaker, and veteran bomber pilot for the U.S. Air Force, Laura knows how to follow a dream. She is ready to support you so you can dream on, fly high, and live adventurously. For more information on Laura and her work, visit flyhighliving.com.
Are you stuck in unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, or low self-esteem? Do you crave a life of inspiration, love, self-acceptance, and fun? Sounds like you're on the verge to your next big thing. Join Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio, helping you use your breakdown for a breakthrough, overcome life's greatest challenges, and live the life you want and deserve. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio or visit SeattleHealingHypnosis.com for more information.
Are you done being afraid to jump into the life that's waiting for you? Are you ready for a real shift? I invite you to tune in every Tuesday with me, Tracy L., on the Tracy L. Clark Show, where we will teach you how to live your extraordinary life. At 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where I will provide the tools and the steps needed to help you transcend perceived limitations and move forward with an extraordinary life. For more information, visit me at tracylclark.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this very precious space of allowing. I'm Coach Nancy Coco. If you're just joining us, today we are gliding toward grace, and I am so grateful to be with my friend and fellow coach Arianna Lynne on this journey today, as we're really, celebrating and learning from you, Arianna, all the aspects of really radical acceptance and radical self-love. And so in the last segment, we were starting to touch on the glide, as you call it, that you were taking to the Camino de Santiago, which goes from France to Spain, and the amazing history of walking that walk. Can you kind of take us into what it was like, what each day was like, and how things unfolded for you? How long did it take to walk? Any of those details we would love to hear.
Oh, yeah, sure. So the Camino de Santiago can take as long as you want it to take, and so you get, you get a passport that you use at the hostels, but they're called albergues, and you get where those albergues are and how far each section is. And so it's broken down. It's not broken down, but it's known that the first part of the Camino is physical. Like, you're getting used to walking with a pack. You're getting used to being a pilgrim. Yes. Your typical walk on the segments is 16 to 24 miles.
Yes.
Or 24 kilometers a day. Mm-hmm. I, of course, did more than that because I that's just me. I just wanted to spend more time on the Camino. I wasn't like I was trying to do some feat of craziness. I just loved being on the way. And the second part is mental, because you're crossing the central plateau of Spain called the Meseta, and it's basically like walking through a desert. And the third part is spiritual. So you really go through. When I started the Camino, my pack was over 18 kilos, which is over 35 pounds, because I thought I was really smart. And I bought this huge pack that I packed it full of stuff. And, I walked into my first albergue and the owner was like, first thing you need to do is empty that pack, because that's all your fears. That's all your pain. You're just carrying, you're never going to make it over the Pyrenees Mountains with that. And
oh my gosh, I could cry just thinking about that. The physical pack really represents all the things that we're bringing along with us that we need to start shedding. That's beautiful. That's amazing.
It's so beautiful. I mean, my pack is 65 liters. And I should really have a 42 max liter pack for walking the Camino. And I didn't empty my pack. I was too attached. And I walked over the Pyrenees Mountains with 35 pounds on my back, and was crying by the time I was nearing the end of my 16th mile. And so I continued that way. I mean, it's very spiritual. I wound up emptying out the things I was going to send home, quote unquote, and I put it in my evening knapsack that I had with me, and carried it on my front. And I held it. I at the minute I put it on that morning, I said, "This is I'm pregnant right now with a baby," because it felt like a baby on the front of me, because it was and after, I think it was like my 24th mile, I was looking for a post office, and some girl was walking next to me, a pilgrim. And she said, wow, like, what are you going to do with that? I said, I was going to send it home, but now I'm just wondering if I shouldn't just give it away. And I literally watched the threads on the knapsack come loose, and it dropped to the ground in that moment.
Wow.
And it was a brand new knapsack. I mean, it was brand new. I watched them. I mean, this is the Camino, though. It really has a spirit that I witness so often. And in the end of the day, I left things along the way. Many, many things along the way.
Yeah. Not only the physical things. So talk about some of the other mental or emotional movement that was able to happen because of the walking.
Oh my goodness. It was like I went through so many stages of grief, and I was able to, I say that my expression is I laid it out on the Camino today. Oh my God, I gave it to the Camino today. There was one day, there was the point where I was at the end of the Meseta and starting the spiritual part, and I could feel them merge, like when you're putting your hands together and your fingers are intertwined. I could feel the spiritual begin and the mental end. And that day I literally scared a pilgrim to death, because I thought I was alone and just started screaming. And it was the first time I screamed since my life fell apart and my dog died and I was rendered homeless. Like, I never let it out. I was so, stoic and calm through all of it, and I never let myself have that space to just let that out of me. It was wow, it was powerful. And my very last day walking into Finisterre, I got lost because I left in the dark, which I did often. I left early in the morning, and my headlamp, I didn't see they have arrows, so you always have an arrow showing you where to go, and I missed the arrow. So I was going in the right direction, but I wasn't on the way. And I knew I was in the wrong direction. I knew I was in the right direction, but wasn't on the way. And it was an opportunity. It was such a metaphor for my life. Like, I knew the way was like somewhere over there to my right, but I was over here on the left. And I just, told the Camino what I'm calling in for myself. I told Mother Earth what I'm calling in for her, what I'm here to do, what I'm ready to be in this world. And when I finally found my way, I was starving because you're very hungry when you walk the Camino. And there's these places called donativos, these beautiful people just like open these gorgeous little, it could be a shack, it could be a house, and they give you food and you can donate or not. It's whatever. And this girl is like, come in, I'll make you a juice. And I was like, didn't trust her. No. And she's like, come, put your feet up. And I was so hungry. And I walked into this beautiful donativo, and there was a table of vegan food because I'm a vegan.
Yes.
I mean, it was like, and there were people there saying, come sit down. And I thought they were fellow pilgrims, and they weren't. They were just having lunch. It was like, it was
beautiful
like
blessings of just, being, like you say, leaving it all on the Camino, just bringing your whole self and having life meet you. The gifts of an amazing life that just rise up to meet you when you are just sort of prostrate in front of, whatever must be in that moment.
Yeah. And that was mile 37 of a 42-mile day. Like I really got lost. Like there was no, I had no choice. I had to do it. And I was leaving the donativo, and she's the girl who invited me in said, why are you running? Where are you running to? And I was like, I just want to get to Finisterre. And she was like, Arianna, you're already there. It's only 3 kilometers or 7 kilometers away. And I still had to go. So I did the Camino in 31 days. I took one day off in 31 days. So I really did the Camino in 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's remarkable in and of itself. That's like jet propelled. I think there's just something. Did you feel that something was propelling you through that time? We just have about a minute left.
Yeah, I was pulled to that. I was pulled to the earth of that way. I had to be on it every single day for as long as my feet would take me. It just called me every single day. I had to be on it. And I wasn't competing. I just needed to be there and do it and share every day. I wrote a post every day from the Camino.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say before we close this segment. This is where I was really following you daily, and I started to write back to you about certain of the things that I was feeling, in communion with you, because that's the way I felt. I felt like I was sort of in communion with you, even though I'm, in my home, in my office here. My spirit, I felt like, was reaching toward you to just kind of join in, I don't know, offering some support, some soothing, some whatever, whatever I felt like your entry for the day was calling for. And so as we close this segment, I would love for our listeners to hear where they can find you online so they can read about your journey. So can you remind us where you are on these social media places?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as Arianna Lynne. And you could hashtag Girls Gotta Glide or gratitude. I'm always, every day, it's gratitude, grateful. Girls Gotta Glide is hashtagged. And my website is, this is the download. I don't know if it will work on your smartphone because I did it myself, but if you need me, find me on Facebook or Instagram, and I will always respond to you. Always.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you and I are having communication from different parts of the world. And so coaching is available and accessible within the reach of our voices. And so just so that everyone knows that. And so when we return in the final segment, I really do want to weave in this beautiful thread of grace and how that contributed to the glide. Okay. So listeners, stay with us. One more segment with my friend and fellow coach, Arianna Lynne, in a space of allowing. We'll be right back.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit sarahloos.com. That's SARALOOS.com.
Let It Go Radio. The future awaits you. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Barbara Scheidegger explores the way to clarity, peace, and how to live a successful life on your terms by turning negative experiences into positive ones. Barbara's curiosity about the human experience drives her both personally and professionally. As a life coach, author, and renowned clinical hypnotherapist, Barbara knows how to move forward in a natural, organic way without side effects. If you want to grow, be sure to tune in to Let It Go Radio. To learn more, visit letitgohypnosis.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as we, Jason and Patricia, discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information about Living Lighter, visit www.livinglighter.org.
Are you traveling most of your day? Do you want to take Transformation Talk Radio with you anywhere you go? Well, guess what? There's an app for that. Just go to the App Store on your Apple device or the Google Play Store on your Android and search Transformation Talk Radio. Catch all of our live shows no matter where you are. Thanks for listening.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to A Space of Allowing. We're in our final segment of the day, and in fact, I do want to spend just a moment in gratitude, inspired by Arianna, to just mention that that this will be, for me, I'll be taking a break from the radio show after this episode, and so my heart is so full of gratitude for Dr. Pat and for the Transformation Talk Radio team, everybody that is like a family at Transformation Talk Radio. And so I'm not done with the work, but I am in my own space of allowing right now, listening for other work opportunities that have been arising related to my coaching, to workshops, and to retreats. And so I invite you all to continue to find the radio shows on my website, Nancy Coco Coaching, and to continue to connect with me on social media, on Facebook at Nancy Coco Coaching. There's always a free discovery session, and if you can hear my voice, you are within range of a supportive hour of coaching. And so I would love for you to connect with me in those places. And really grateful to all my listeners, to my friends who've come on the show. We've allowed so many beautiful things into our lives in the last number of months. We've allowed wonder and joy and ease and transition. We've allowed not knowing. We've allowed transformation. We've honored the crossroads of our lives. And I love that you're with me and hope that you continue to find me at Nancy Coco Coaching. And so to my dear friend, Arianna Lynne, I love that you're with me in this space of allowing today. And as we round out this last segment, I really want to take us in, because when I ask you how you would like to call this Space of Allowing episode, I know you took a pause. And then it was a resounding yes for the word grace. So can you take us into the space of grace and how that's been your companion on these glides?
Yeah, totally. Well, Thank you. And Nancy's amazing, you guys. Just saying. Just saying. It's
Thank
not
you,
coaching, it's caring.
Yeah.
I when I somewhere into the gratitude, when I was like, I think, I don't know if it was like when I had to go to court for my divorce, or like the first court date, and so scary. And I was thinking back to all the experiences I had since I don't know, since in the 4 months that I had been living in my apartment after my marriage ended. I saw myself so clearly as being in a state of grace for maybe the first time in my life, in the way I was handling the situation that was arising, the situations that were arising in my life. And I realized so completely that I had met grace somewhere, and grace was holding me in its arms and loving me, and so that I could move out of this space that I was in into the complete unknown.
Yeah.
And without blowing up or breaking myself or killing myself or God knows what, who knows, self-destructive thing that could have, just manifested from the absolute terror and horror I was feeling at what was arising in my life. And from where I sit now, I can tell you, even if I were sitting on a street outside a coffee shop because I couldn't afford to go in using their Wi-Fi, I would still tell you that I am so happy and lucky and grateful for the demise of it all, because it's all grace. And I'm happy. I'm really happy, like from the inside out. And to me, that's grace. Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear the fullness and the richness and the light that is coming through you and from you, in this moment. I just recognize that as a companion on my journey. What you represent to me is encouragement, and in the true sense of the word, courage. Your story, your life, your everyday commitment to the walk and to the gratitude really allows me to feel more courageous in my own journey, and to help me to feel that I'm not alone.
Oh, yeah. And that's the dream. That's the wish. That's the desire. And that is my biggest intention, is to show myself as vulnerably as I can, to show the world that, I'm not standing on a soapbox telling you, hey, you have to do it this way. No, I'm in it too. I've been there. And when this went down, my mother said to me, oh, sweetie, this is your PhD. And I was like, oh my God, what a way to get a PhD. And she's like, honey, there will be nobody that you work with that you won't know how to deal with, because of this is like, the icing on the cake. And for me, it's like, look, we all carry so much in from our lives. Even if we had the most beautiful life, you just can't deny the 0 to 7, like, initial traumas that take place in a human being. We create these stories from, and have programs that, we're living in based on the stories we created. So no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, you are most definitely and certainly not alone. And it's my sole purpose to be the love that I wish to have, to be the love that I would like to see in the world. And I believe that feeds our planet, and it feeds our all the beings on our planet. It's just, it's a beautiful, powerful source. And to me, Nancy, that's grace.
Yeah, beautiful. That was like a prayer, Arianna. Thank you so much. I'm thinking everyone listening could not do better but to step into the new year 2019 with a listen to this show. So I express tremendous gratitude again to everybody at Transformation Talk Radio. Dr. Pat, you are a fierce and precious friend to me, and all my listeners and friends who respond to the listening. If you're vibrating with a longing for more, please reach out to Arianna Lynne. You can find her on social media, Girls Gotta Glide, and to me, Nancy Coco Coaching. This has been a really precious and profound time that we've been able to have together. I feel the privilege of this radio show, and I know that both of our glides, Arianna, yours and mine, will continue. And so thank you so much for being with us today. And everyone, I look for you all again in a space of allowing. Thank you, Arianna.
Thank you, Nancy. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you in a space of allowing.
Thank you for listening to A Space of Allowing Radio with Coach Nancy Coco, welcoming all that wants to be present today. Tune in Thursdays every first and third week at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com as Coach Nancy helps you find a space of allowing, a unique environment where all beings and all energies are welcome to show themselves and be loved. Join Coach Nancy for some deep allowing to explore what lives at your edges and to bring more of yourself home. For more information or to listen to this show, visit nancycococoaching.com.